Hello and welcome, everybody. The Kathmandu Coast to Coast podcast continues to roll on. Richard Greer, Series 7, Episode 6. Almost, I suppose, the penultimate episode for this series. Also, the very, very last one before everybody arrives in Greymouth to register next week. So, Rich Greer, it's getting damn exciting in here.
Yeah, you've got a live studio audience there as well. That's pretty exciting.
Like that was for us, mate.
Cheering, yeah, screaming. That's exciting, isn't it? I was just thinking about that as you played that intro, that we get to do this again. How good. And kind of we're a week out or so, training's kind of done. Tick that box. So it is what it is now. You're as fit as you are. It's just about being fresh and ready to go. So time to get excited pretty much, isn't it?
Yeah, the tape is real now, eh? Absolutely right. Now all you're doing is, shit, have I got that piece of gear and have I got that and does that work? And actually, I tell you what you're doing right now. I tell you what, if you're in my shoes and you're just doing the cycle legs, if you are doing all of them, here's what you need to be doing now is putting new tires on your bike, making sure that the chain is all good and tickety-boo and gears change and all of those things. If you've got electronic shifting, make sure all the batteries are going to be changed and all those all the little preparation things start now, really. It's funny because you get nearly to the start of this thing thinking everything's done, but there's still that last bit of expense to go. But spend the money. If you need a new tyre, buy a new tyre because nobody likes changing a puncher. Especially on a race day when you're watching everybody else go away, and a new tire won't stop you getting a puncher, but it'll definitely limit the chances anyway. So do all of those good things now. I'm sure, no doubt, you've probably got a fresh-ish set of broken and running shoes ready to go, have you?
Well, actually, I have. Yeah, I've been over, passing them twice, running them only about 4 times kind of thing. So, yeah, no, they're good. They're ready to go. So, yep, I'm got that one dialed in. A little bit easier. It's just my knees that I've got to make sure. You can't really just get a new set of knees. That's my only issue. Ankles. Right. So, just I heard a rumor. Sorry?
Oh, go. Rumors.
I heard a rumor that you've also purchased aerodynamic socks as well. Is that true? Or should I not have said that?
Look, I don't know where you heard that. I really don't. Look, we're getting prepared. Look, very shortly, I'm really excited to introduce our first guest. And off the back of our first guest on race day, on our second day, there's a potential that I may need some aero socks to make sure that we get the job done as efficient as we can. I did try out, as you saw the other Wednesday, Richard. I did drag the old race suit, one-piece suit out of the box that since last year at Coast. So I gave it a make sure this fits type sort of thing.
And it hasn't shrunk over the year.
And you've got to say that, is it YKK? They make a pretty strong bloody zipper nowadays, don't they?
Really good to go. All of a sudden, more aero. Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah. So, I know, getting geared now, eh? Like, it's good. I'm I've been away on my training camp.
Yes, how did your training camp? I'm keen to hear more about your training camp, because last year you went into your training camp with no form at all, no nothing, hoping for a Hail Mary pass of something. This year you went into your training camp with some riding under your belt. Like, you've been doing well. You could see you building every week. So how are you feeling about things now after, 2 weeks of riding in the heat in Adelaide?
Yeah, well, so a couple of things here. We must always remember, even if we've been away on training camp, even if we've done more leading up to training camp than we had last year, we're still no Lawrence Pithy or whoever you might want to be. We're still just the old average Joe, aren't we, on a bicycle? Yeah. But nonetheless, we are officially heat acclimatized after 2 weeks of 40+ degrees in Adelaide. I am absolutely, fingers crossed, hoping that is going to have some use and value to us on race weekend, but I'm just not convinced that we're probably going to get 40 degrees and over here. But this year was, actually disaster of a year over there. We're on a new frame already before Coast because we had a little airline incident on the way over with my current road bike. So it's now just a frame in the corner, and there's a new frame with some wheels and things wrapped around it. And so thanks. Big thanks to Specialized when I was in Australia, actually, who made this all happen. But yes, it wasn't a good start. However, we've got ourselves dialed into this new bike, and maybe just one more bike up our sleeve for that last day yet as well. That may just made us show face on the right, if the right weather plays the ball. But I think this year over there, mate, I think I probably certainly didn't go as hard out the gate as I did the year before. I think I was panic training over there. Probably felt a bit better. And so didn't have as many huge days, but had some really productive days every day. I sort of thought able to recover quickly each day, have another good session the next day, come home feeling pretty good on the bike, really.
Good. Yeah, well, last Wednesday you were going well, pushing the boundaries, pushing the pace a little bit, which is good to see. So it's all going well. It's just about, and as we talked about this taper, it's actually just about kind of less is more. Rev the engine, but don't overdo it at the moment, isn't it? Because you can easily just get too excited or think, oh, I haven't quite done enough yet. But that's when you can put yourself in a hole.
Yeah, and great to see, like last Wednesday, obviously been away for the first one since Christmas, but last Wednesday with your Wednesday night roadies there, I don't know, Richard, what your count of people was there, but it was a heap of people again. It was great to get, that bunch that we had. We were scooting along at sort of whatever we were, nearly 50K if we weren't doing 50K and out there at some post, but at a pace that some people aren't used to. So that was good. There was a bit of lane changing, a few breaks happening, a few of those race tactics really starting to just show their thing there, and some people getting some experience of what to look for on race day. So that was cool to be able to hear the banter in the background about what was going on and how they missed the break and what they're going to do on race day and all of those things. Speak to me, Richard. Speak to me.
Yeah, no, absolutely. No, I'm catching up with you there. No,
We've gone so fast. We've gone so fast. We've left you behind here.
You need to slow down. Yeah, it's a good sign, isn't it? But yeah, no, that's right. It's all about confidence boosting, and it's good to see that so many people are taking that message that's been promoted to actually make sure you get ready and get some skills on your bike. If you haven't, there's still time. Make sure that coast to coast is not your first bunch ride. But it's time to get organised and get ready and get into it. So I guess, is it time to jump into our first special guest of the show, Angus?
Well, I suppose. Shall I give him the intro?
I think so, yep.
Very short three-line. I can see him in the background. He's just waiting with anticipation what I'm going to come out with here. But very short and simple for this man. Long-time listener, first-time caller, fast as hell paddler. Welcome to the team, our one and only Toby Brookes, mate. Kia ora.
Hey guys, how you going?
We're good. How are you?
Yeah, great, doing good.
Good stuff. How's how the arms? How the shoulders? How's the torso? How's the body feeling? Shaping up compared to last year?
Yeah, the body feels good. Training's been going well. I'm kind of got that feeling of the start of a taper where you kind of start resting up and you go, oh shit, I've done a fair bit in the last couple of months and kind of in need of a couple of light weeks, and but feeling good.
Mm-hmm.
How's your 3K run coming, mate? That's all I care about.
I did one run maybe like a month ago, I think, and I had I've had some trouble with the knee, and I decided to just rest it up and see how it goes on race day,
Oh,
like
good
that.
Lord.
I do like that. Get to the race start in one piece, full send, then see what happens, and basically make sure that you're good to go for day two. But make sure your teammate basically has something to do on the first day rather than sort of just handing it to him on a plate.
Yeah. It's a fine line. We've got to give him just enough work to do on day one. So I didn't want to do too much training for the run.
Well, we certainly won't miss our resident giraffe coming up the road as he's getting close to that first transition. So you've had a bit of success over the last since we last put you on the top step of the podium, mate. Just in the recent months, you've also did you know what I did there, Richard? See what I did there?
Stupid things. Let's get this real. We've got a couple of battlers and a guy that actually knows what he's doing. Come on.
Everybody out there knows the truth that you carried us all the way, Toby. And but anyway, you've had a bit of success just in the boat lately. I see some posts.
Yeah, I've been having a crack at the 12K or the virtual series. So I've had to go at, basically it's run by Paddler, 12K series where you start and finish in the same spot. And I had to go on the ski down in Wellington, and I think I've got the fastest time. I haven't seen them post the official results yet, but I think I've got the fastest time on the ski. Also had to go on the multi-sport boat in Wanganui, and I think I've got the fastest time there as well. And then I also had to go on the 3K downriver boat, and pretty sure I got the fastest time there. So
just on that,
training, doing 12 controls.
I've just got some stats on that Wellington on the ski. So that was at 14.1 k's an hour average into a northerly headwind in Wellington Harbour. Is that correct?
Yeah, my mate Paul found a course where you basically do a lap where you surf some waves on the way down, and then I got a ride on some wash. So a mate was paddling in front of me on the way up. But yeah, it was flat out. It was proper threshold. And
14.1 is very fast in a kayak.
Yeah, no, it felt good. It was nice. It was a good pedal. I was stoked at that time. But yeah,
yeah. What do we work that out in our chat? How many more times you've got to repeat that come race day?
I think it was 5. Was it 5 of them?
No, it's actually 6, Toby. So you've got 12 Ks. That's all 5. But you've got 6 of those to do, and that equals 72. So that should be about right. So only 6 of those in every week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah, so, and how long did that 12? I'm just trying to work out how fast I have to get around to get ready for you. How long was it? That first 12? That first 12 Ks? How fast was that?
51:14, I think it was.
Yeah, but he's going to be going down river, you see. So he's going to be running instead of 14 k's an hour. He's probably going to be about 20 k's an hour. So
true that.
Yeah. So you just be ready as soon as you possibly can is pretty much what the the trick is. What I want to know, Toby, is how you're unleashing another boat this year. Last year's boat, it was an Evolution Classic. It was, I'm going to say 25. It could be older, years old. And it was very fast. Apparently, the word on the street is you've got a new boat that you're unleashing for this year, and you bought it for $1 reserve. Is that true?
Yeah. So, yeah, basically, there's some old boats in the rooftop of the Coupe Canoe Club in Wellington, and the people were just left behind. So they're running an auction, starting at $1. Like a few boats went for a few $100s, some nice sea kayaks. And there was a Andrew Martin Advantage. And I've always wanted to paddle one because it's basically a K1 hull extended out a little bit to about 6 and a bit meters. And yeah, I was the only guy that bid for it. So paid $1 and took out the seat hangers, put a K1 seat in it. I've made a footplate for it, put a rudder on it, like it didn't have anything. And yeah, that's good. I love it. It's a great boat.
So with the boat, like tell me if I'm incorrect here, but can you still see, because it was a K1 boat that's been extended, can you still see where they kind of join the extra bit to make the K1 into to be longer to 6.1?
Yeah, I think like you can't. It's really well made. Like it's a classic Andrew Martin. It's probably the same age as the Evolution Classic. Like it's probably from the 80s or 90s, and you can't see it in how it's been made, but you can see where the shape kind of slightly changes at the nose and the tail.
Okay.
So we've got a home built that we're hedging all of our bets on, this home built.
It's not home built. Andrew Martin, the best.
I know that, but old mate here's acted apart and put another seat and plates and a rudder. It didn't even like.
How old's your bike, Angus? What are we doing there? Is it?
What are we doing with my bike? It's state of the art, mate. Don't you worry about that.
Anything that is possibly going to have its got.
That's right. You let me do the technology then, Toby. Don't you worry about that.
Right, nice work, Toby. So I mean, does it float? Can you paddle it? Have you been down a river? How are we feeling about it?
Yeah, floats. I can paddle it. Goes fast. Hopefully, it stays in one piece. But that's probably more depending on how I paddle it than the boat. So, yeah, fingers crossed.
Wicked. Have you been down the Waimak? Last year, your first paddle in the Waimak ever was it the Thursday trip down from Woodstock? And then last year, the first time you'd paddle the gorge was race day, which went quite well. So have you spent any time on the Waimak, and then what river time have you had this year? Unless
I get on it the week before, I think this will be the third time down. So I haven't been on the Waimak this season. I've done a bit of paddling on the Rangatiki River. We raced the Rangatiki River race, Wild Water Nationals, and done a few trips over there. So pretty happy with being on a river, but it'll be similar to last year. I just haven't had a chance to get down on the river.
Mm-hmm.
It was quite low last year, wasn't it? So there's a good chance the way the weather's been here, it might be a completely different river this time around.
Yeah, and I think
do you want flow? Do you want flow or do you want it bony?
I think we want it bony, to be honest. The lower it is, the bigger the gaps are. So you can make ground on a paddle, then you want it as low as possible.
Yes, I think that was good for us last year, wasn't it? But
we'll go pull the plug in and drain it out of it.
Could be more than double of what it was last year, depending on what's going on. Who knows?
It'll be cool to see the Waimak and some more flow, which, make it up, figure it out as we go along.
What are you most looking forward to on race day, Toby? Or the events?
I think the gorge, just excited to paddle the river again. The bits of the river where it's not shallow. So yeah, actually I take that back. I think I want more water because there'll be less hitting rocks and that kind of thing. So yeah, just paddling the gorge. Just a beautiful bit of water, really.
Mm-hmm.
And
Sunday's social beer.
Yeah, been looking forward to that for 12 months.
Good. Have you got any tips for newbies on the river or those that are super nervous about paddling their boats? Week out?
I think the key, I think slow and steady, and then when you want to go somewhere, you've got to put some strokes in. So if you want to be turning, you've got to be faster than the water. That's probably the key tip. So don't feel like you have to paddle at the same speed all the way down. You can back off when you're not in a rapid, and then when you're going through the rapid, you want to be moving the boat, because if you're not moving, you're not steering. Would be the key tip.
When are you coming across, mate? Like day in, day out. Nowadays, I have quite a lot of dealings with the old Cook Strait ferries, and they haven't been super on time just of late. So, are you coming a couple of days ahead here, or what?
So I've got my boat on a friend's van coming down. I think later this week.
Oh, good.
And there's possibly a backup plan there if he doesn't get across, and then I've got a flight down. So hopefully,
great.
The planes are more reliable than the ferry.
Good. So there was two parts to that question. A, Angus didn't want to do a run off the beach, and B, I didn't want to do a paddle. So I think that works well for all of us.
Yeah. We
Nice
need you, mate. That's the summary of it is we need you.
Yeah, you were all we've got. Basically, as I said, two battlers trying to pretend they've still got it. They actually haven't, so they just wrote someone else that actually knows what they're doing to sort of try and help them out.
Yeah. And if anybody sees you in the weekend over that thing, people that are out there in listening land or viewing land, this is Michael Jordan here on the screen. Here, this is our Michael Jordan, third pick, third draft, really, essentially. And become the best that there could be.
And exactly the same height as Michael Jordan as well. So that also is a nice little symmetry.
Yeah. Slightly different shade, but...
So does that mean we have to win 7 times, is it? Is that what we're aiming for? We've only done the one.
I'm telling you, if we go back-to-back, I don't think there's a back-to-back-to-back. I think there's a let's get off this bus quick.
Let's take it and run. We'll see. Hey, nice work, Toby. So good that you could join us. Really appreciate it. Look forward to catching up and hanging out with you in about a week's time. It's going to be heaps of fun. And let's go and share an adventure together.
Yeah, looking forward to it. We'll see you guys in a week.
Yeah, so good, mate. So good. Looking forward to having you back down here and getting that theme song cranking, bit of eastbound and down for the three of us as we go along, mate. See you very, very soon, eh? Make sure that boat's on the boat.
Yeah, will do. Cheers, guys.
Mate.
Well done, Toby. Just like that. Does that fill you with confidence, or makes you a little bit nervous, Angus?
Well, I am fully confident that this guy is the man for the job. There's absolutely no doubting that. Last year's performance from Toby was absolutely, again, like you touched on it, he hadn't actually seen the river. He got in there, was we did talk about it. It was perfect for him being an actual paddler, right? So the river was low. He had to paddle. That played into our advantage. Probably, I mean, I don't know. Was it actually the Thursday before registration that we actually first physically met our teammates in person? Yes. I think it was. So, and he was fitted straight into the old band, like he'd been there from creation. But the guy got in and paddled, and he certainly did everything that anyone could ever want. So, fastest time down the river. I think he can do it again. I'm very confident that he knows what he's doing with this two-piece boat or whatever it might be that he's cobbled together, and to prove that these old heritage vessels still have a place. Will be good to see.
$1 reserve. I do like that. That's very good. And I think we just need to lay off our teammate about his running as well. I think he does all right. He did well last year. It only took him 5 to 6 strides to get to you, but hey, it is what it is. He made it work, and you went well.
Now, anybody who runs instead of me having to run has done a great job running.
Exactly. Nice work. Yes, nice work. So we've got a big show today. We haven't really introduced it. We've got a bunch of different people. We've got Megan, CEO of the Kathmandu Coast to Coast. We're going to talk to Glenn Curry, and we're also going to talk to Helen Gillespie, who is a longest day athlete turning up for her second tilt at the longest day. And we're going to chat to her about her approach to what race day is about. So strap yourself in. It's a good chat to Toby, and let's have a chat to Megan, the CEO of Kathmandu Coast to Coast. Okay, Megan, you are the CEO of the Kathmandu, obviously the sponsor of the Kathmandu Coast to Coast. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us today. It's a busy time of the year. It's a busy time for athletes, but keen to have a bit of a chat to you today about what the Coast to Coast is, what it means to Kathmandu, and I guess what it means to you as well, personally, potentially lining up for the mountain run this year.
Yes, well, Kathmandu, we are so proud to be the sponsor of the Coast to Coast. And so thanks for having me today. I'm really excited to talk through it. We are in our 10th year of sponsorship. So really long-term partnership to an event that is just so meaningful for the environment that we come from. And so it's really fun to be able to support athletes and really help people live their best lives outside and have adventures that are just epic and life-changing.
That's a pretty good summary, isn't it? It's a good fit though, isn't it, with the Coast to Coast. The Coast to Coast is an iconic New Zealand event. Outside of New Zealand, not many people tend to know about it, but it's iconic. People like average Joe Blog knows about it. And then Kathmandu, born and bred in New Zealand, the brand as well, and what the two are doing, it's just a natural fit, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I think such an iconic event. And in 2016, when Kathmandu got involved, I think through the partnership, we really tried to bring a culture shift to the event and take it from sort of just a super rugged, seasoned outdoor professional and elite endurance athletes to make it for everyone, about those who are elite athletes and chasing podiums and personal goals, but also those who just want to be chasing more outdoors. You mentioned that I'm lining up at the mountain run. I am certainly in those who are just chasing more time outdoors, not an elite athlete by any means, but when I first saw the course, it's such beautiful terrain, but such challenging terrain. So I think it's, for me, really about trying something new and trying to accomplish something. And so I think we're really looking for seeing such a diverse group of people setting goals, getting outdoors, and just giving it a go.
Yes. Yeah, no, that is so good, isn't it? And even like back in the old days when I started this thing, you couldn't really even figure out what it was about. It was all hush-hush. Like as you say, it was mountain man, it was rugged, it was backcountry, and people did this and people did that. No one really shared, whereas the knowledge and the supportive community around it, I think, is fantastic, isn't it? That's the key part, I think, that really makes this event stand out on its own, is in the training, but also on race day. And hopefully that this is something that you'll feel, is that you turn around and help that person up the boulder just behind you, and you give them a push in the bum to help them up that bit in front of you, sort of thing, to get through the course together.
Absolutely. I think that's the great thing of being outdoors in general. I think everyone's sort of keen to help each other out and just get through it. And you're right about the support. We've had a lot of conversation about how we can really spotlight all of the people that are involved in the event besides the athletes. Obviously, we'll support and spotlight the athletes, but there are over 5,000 people that are involved in making it possible for the 1,500 athletes. So it's the family, the friends, the people who are driving the kayak and the bikes around. And there's just so many people that are out there supporting the athletes to make it possible. So we're really excited to start to tell some of those stories of the unsung heroes that are making it possible for the event.
Yeah. And part of that, like this is in the last couple of podcasts, we've had Shaz Dagg and Gemma McCaw on, and so shared their story, and that's part of what you guys are doing with Kathmandu, sort of helping them out as well. Tell us a little bit more about the partnership with Gemma and Shaz with their Coast to Coast goal.
Yeah, absolutely. So impressive. I'm so inspired by Gemma and Shaz. Gemma is a brand ambassador for Kathmandu. She and para-athlete Shaz have signed up for the 2-day tandem event. So they're just absolutely incredible. I think, they're out there showing that any age, any stage in life, that you can really take on giant challenges. So we're so proud to be partnering with them and just cheering them on along the way. And yeah, I'll be there at the finish line cheering them on after hopefully finishing my little bit of the race myself.
Yeah, so the Kathmandu's been involved for 10 years. You, as a CEO of Kathmandu, have been there for the last 2.5 years or so, and you've been at the event those last couple of times as well.
I have. I was up at Klondike Corner my first 6 months in New Zealand. I made it up to the race and got to really celebrate that finish line, and it was so cool, so inspirational, and I got to see some of the terrain. I got a bit inspired. That's maybe what started my interest in doing it myself. Yes. And then both years have been at the finish line here in Christchurch, and just watching such inspiring athletes finish some of the hardest days of their life, and it's just such a cool thing to be a part of and such a cool thing to witness.
So how are you going with your training? Obviously, you've got a pretty big job on the cards for a start. And I think that's one thing with the Kathmandu Coast to Coast is that most people out there are managing lives and busy families and all that sort of stuff. And you're exactly the same as that. Want to see if I can. How are you managing your training, your preparation for this?
Yeah, I think my goal in this is to finish it and try not to be last. So I am working on my endurance and working on my strength training, but I certainly don't think I'm going to be in there with the 3.5 hour team, which is okay. I think
yes, that is.
Running. I'm doing lots of hiking, lots of running, lots of strength training. So do as well as I can, but for me, it's about just doing it, giving it a go.
Well, 100%. And I always say, by not being last, that's completely irrelevant, because actually making it to the start line is the hardest point. So if you make it to the start, there's lots of people that can't do that. So you've already achieved by just even getting there.
Well, and if I am last, then I'll be proudly last. So
yes, exactly. Just own that. I'm proudly last, and I've finished this thing.
Absolutely. I hiked it with some friends at the end of the year, and the course it's just beautiful, and it's hard. It was a really hard day out, so it's good to kind of know what we're going into. Next week, I am so excited. I'm going to get out there on the trail with Glenn Curry, who obviously we're talking to in the same podcast, and really excited to get out there with him and with some of the other Kathmandu team that are going to be doing the race, just to see the track through his eyes, get some pointers, hear some rock hopping and river crossing tips and things like that, and it'll be really helpful. So try to get out there a couple of times before the actual race day. And
good. And that's the thing, is that with your training to enjoy the adventure, hopefully, and taking time to be out there, and also taking time to look around as well, actually soak it in as part of that too.
How beautiful is it? And even those river crossings, it's just gorgeous. So Loving the environment for sure.
Yeah, good stuff. So I guess, do you have any words of advice, words of wisdom, thoughts from Kathmandu's perspective? As people as this goes live, it's not very long to race day. It's only a couple of weeks to race day. So what are your thoughts that you would like to share for people that are going to stand on the start line for this year's event?
Yeah, just be proud of yourself for getting there and enjoy the day. There's nothing better than a day outside. So it's a gorgeous day out there. Be proud of your accomplishments and confident in your capabilities. Yep. I need to ask this because it's the Kathmandu puffer jacket at the finish line. What's your key piece of gear that you're going to enjoy the most, do you think, while you're doing the mountain run or at the finish line or at the start line? Ooh, there's so many to pick from. I drink a ton of water. So actually our running vest with the bladder and the bottles, that was key for the last time I did the trail. I think I'll be drinking quite a bit of water. But we have amazing sun UPF shirts that I'm wearing, just kind of keep you cool, ventilated. And it's kind of my perfect top for this event. So I'll be in that.
Okay, good. Looking good at the right moments is what it's all about, isn't it?
It's all about that. Yeah, I probably won't have a puffer jacket on though. A little too sweaty.
Maybe after, possibly. No, that's awesome. Hey, thank you so much for joining us, Megan. I really appreciate taking the time, and we look forward to cheering you across the course and across the finish line in a few weeks' time.
Well, thank you, and good luck to everyone. And I look forward to cheering on all of the others that are doing the race. It's just such a cool thing to do. So really appreciate everything that you all do to get the event put on.
Perfect. Well done. Thanks heaps, Megan.
Thanks, Richard.
Thanks.
From Megan, of course, Kathmandu Coast to Coast. CEO1, how good is it to have such a passionate sponsor that really gets what an event is about? And I guess that's why the whole thing's been so successful, the partnership with Kathmandu for these last few years and the years going ahead as well. And to hear from Megan, the love of Goat Pass and all of those things.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't sure where she was based. I thought she could have been in Sydney, sort of in Australia, kind of overseeing things. Yep, tick the box, we'll do coast to coast again. But she's based in Christchurch. She's out there heading across Goat Pass with Glenn. She's got her sleeves rolled up and she understands. I think that's the best thing and the most exciting thing with the Kathmandu relationship and what Megan at the top there is driving. So it's pretty cool.
You can't think of a better, like I said, partnership to have to keep the event at it where it is, so successful and so popular, and keep driving, that rite of passage for many Kiwi multi-sporters and people who just want to get out and about. Speaking of that, there's some other really important people when we go coast to coast in Rich, and they are your support crew. How's your support crew looking, mate?
Oh, I think you're looking pretty good at the moment, Angus. You're going really well.
Don't mind the look of mine either, mate.
Yeah, that's right. You got to look after those people. They're very important. Otherwise, it's going to be a very long day in the office. No, I totally agree with you. I think it's a matter of making sure, number one, that you are organised. You're the team captain, so you need to make sure as an athlete that you're organised in yourself, but also organised so then your support crew can have a good weekend as well. So number one of any coast to coast, this is a test of logistics and how organised you are. So if you're organised the week before, hopefully you're going to have a bit of a cruisier week and be able to sleep and eat well, opposed to dashing around doing last minute jobs.
Yeah, it's a get ready multiple times, isn't it? There's a lead up when you're getting ready and what you still need. There's the week before, which is just next week coming. Make sure it's all laid out. Double tick all those things that are in there, and then when you get over there, and be it somebody new to this event or somebody experienced the same process, pretty much happens in a motel room or an Airbnb somewhere in Greymouth or Hokitika on the Thursday night, if you're doing the 2-day Friday, if you're doing the longest day, and that is, again, lay it all out, check it all off, make sure you as the athlete first and foremost know that you've got everything. But the next most important thing is making sure that your support crew know what everything is and what it's actually used for and when it's used and how to use it. Rich, we were talking before off air, and you mentioned about the times of seeing support crew trying to put a paddle jacket on someone or try and put a PFD on someone. So all of those we practice things that should happen.
You don't assume they know because you've been out there training. So it's just kind of, it makes sense that you put your spray deck on first and then you put your paddle jacket over top and then your life jacket over top of that. But these are all things that you want to actually make sure that your support crew understand that they know which order to go in. So they've had a bit of a practice with beforehand. So practice with your support crew, have a dry run through on the back lawn, etc. Ideally, potentially before you get to Greymouth, but if it's in Greymouth on the coast, well, so be it. I think the other thing to remember along those lines is your support crew are going to be at least as nervous as you, or maybe even more. There'll be times that they'll be just chilling, maybe having some beers, maybe just sort of sitting back going, thank God this isn't me. But there's also times that they're going to be going, oh, heck, what's going on here? And I just don't want to muck it up for you. So if you're organised, it's going to help them have a good weekend as well. Yeah.
If you're 2-daying, you've got, day one, you've got one critical transition at Aitken's Corner there. And that, again, I watch you come through, Richard, and your days of doing it and a few of the others, and you're pretty much already dressed to run anyway off the bike. You've just got an arm out the side and you hook your bag on the way through and away you're gone. That's a very limited few of people that are actually doing that. That's the top few percent that are actually doing that. Everybody else, stopping, changing shoes, probably getting their bag on for 30 seconds, 1 minute, 2 minutes, whatever it might be, stop. Take a breath, get it right, get all the bits you need, have that little bit of something to eat while you're standing there, do all of those things, take off, enjoy the day. Support crew, big step after that is receiving your athlete at Klondike Corner and giving them a bit of a high five, because, you can never have too many high fives, Rich, can we? But give them the pampering that they need. They've just done day one. They've had a hard bike ride and a very tough old mountain scramble over Goat Pass. So we're thinking about tomorrow. So we need to give them a bit of pampering, make sure they've had some food and something to drink, and maybe if you're really nice, you might give their legs a little rub or something, but really about preparation for that next day. And then, once you've got them in that part, just make sure your boat's organised, all that kayak stuff's done, and so on. Get them to bed, give them a sleep. Next day, again, down at if we're talking 2-day, down at the river at Mount White there, that's another time to take your time, right, Rich? That's that time where you need to get everything right. You need to get your drink straws in the right place if that's what you're doing. Get your vest on at all times. Remember, your bib needs to be on the outside. Never forget your race bib needs to be on the outside. So, again, take your time at that river, getting in the boat, making sure you've got everything, you've got your food, you can access all that. Because once you get out in that stream, one, it's too late to go back and get anything, and it's also very hard if you haven't got anything. In fact, Richard, we arrived there one year with you when you were chasing another bridesmaid's dress, and
hang on, yeah. On that, I think I won the Vic Men's, didn't I? Yeah. All right.
And actually, you had some new drink hoses and things, and we hadn't taken the plastic off the top of the drink hoses, even, hadn't we? So, luckily, caught that, managed to get that all sorted before you went on your way. So,
yeah, and that was a matter of just check it before you push off, because you can. It's a pain in the butt to have to, because if you have to get out, that's like minutes before you have to reset and get back in again and going. And when you're racing and trying to be as fast as you can, that's an issue. I think as an athlete, I've talked to a few people about comfort in your boat and things like that. And it's okay to pull over and have a bit of a stretch halfway down the river and reset and then go again, opposed to just getting uncomfortable and falling out swimming. And then puts you all out of whack. So it's okay for most people just to actually cruise, enjoy, pick some good lines, and then make sure you're sorted and stop if you need to. But your point being, don't rush the transitions. The transitions are the funnest part of the race where all the people are there. So just take your time, do it well, and then head away and get stuck into the next stage.
Dress up. Don't forget to dress up. We love to see a bit of fancy dress from the support crews. There's always
it's an important competition. There's definitely a competition on the line. I'm not sure who won it last year, but there's been very good dress ups in the last few years.
There has been. So when you get out of the boat, of course, your athlete's going to have some pretty folded up legs, probably some dead legs or something. So again, they're going to need a bit of carrying as they get up the hill, get themselves organized, get them dry, and again, depending on where your athlete is, depending on where they are throughout the day. If it's getting later, there's a few essentials off that onto that last bike ride that you need to have, being a high-vis vest if it's going to be dark, lights on the bike, all of those things. Make sure that you've got all of that ready if your athlete's going to be, that's 2-day or longest day, all can end up in that same thing. But while you're there, you've transported that bike from day one over to day 2, if that's what it is, or during give that bike a check over, give that chain a quick clean, make sure it's clean and relubed, make sure the tyres are up. If it's a really hot sunny day and if it's a real belter of a hot one, put some blankets or something over the tyres so they don't. We've seen a couple of punches and all sorts of things happen over the years. So a few key things to look at that, and then you're giving them that last shove. They're on the way. And it's your next biggest mission as support crew is to get in the traffic jam that is getting to New Brighton.
Yeah, and I think that's, again, just the whole thing about be efficient. Like, you don't have to rush. There's time, but you don't want to stand around chatting either, because otherwise you're going to miss them. So, yeah, get underway, leave the transition area just efficiently. Again, just cruise through it, and then, navigate your way through Christchurch. The event will signpost the best way. It's not necessarily the way Google might tell you, so just be aware of that because of traffic and actually getting to New Brighton and where you're parking and things like that as well. So yeah, it's good to have a bit of a look at so they know what they're doing and how they're going to get there as well.
Yeah. And if you've got longest day athlete, this is probably more a longest day athlete thing, and you're in that completion type bracket, your job as support crew can often become being the decision maker. As an athlete gets tired, like if you're doing that longest day, by the time they get to you at the paddle, they've done, the bike, the run, they're back on the bike again. They've still got a long day ahead of them. If the weather is looking any but dicey, anything like that, sometimes you need to make the decision for your athlete to say, hey, put your paddle jacket on now, because they're going to get to you hot. They're going to be off the run. They're going to have bike to there. They may be fatigued. They may just not be making the greatest of decisions as along the way. So sometimes as a support crew, you've got to be the voice of reason and make that decision. On the flip side to that, though, the other one thing as a support crew, don't take it personally. If your athlete turns up there and they're a bit wild and they're grumpy because this hasn't gone right or that hasn't gone right, or you do something accidentally, drop something or whatever that's going on, and in the heat of the excitement, the athlete maybe gets a bit heated themselves, don't take it personally. Just let that flow like the Waimak River way off your shoulders and carry on.
Because that'll be a good laugh to have later on.
Exactly. There'll be a good story in that at the finish line. Remember when you blew up at me when I didn't do such and such?